So Aaron Rodgers unfortunately has a fracture in his left wrist, but they also said that he might not miss that much time. Fractures, usually people think about 4 to 6 weeks. What's the deal here? Why is this different? So in terms of what bone he fractured, it's probably the distal radius, mainly because the distal radius is one of the bones in the wrist that heals back the best, but also is the most common. What is the distal radius? So it's that bone that's highlighted in the green right there, and the distal area is obviously the area that's closest to the wrist. When that gets fractured, then what are we looking at? So there's actually this study that they did in 2025, a randomized control trial, which is one of the strongest studies you can do, where they compared 1 week versus that 3 to 5 weeks in a cast for these type of fractures. And it showed that 3 to 5 weeks versus 1 week showed no difference in complication periods, which is kind of crazy. So with that being said, since this is non-throwing hand, that makes it all the better. They're not going to just throw them out there without any kind of protective area, but they can put an exo splint, which is basically a splint that they mold with heat to the wrist to provide additional support. Also with fractures, when you're checking healing, we look for callus formation, which means bone formation. It's kind of that cloudy area that you see forming over the break. But overall, I do think it's reasonable that Aaron Rodgers returns back within about 2 to 3 weeks.